supplies we'll be using for today's tutorial are a 5.5mm crochet hook, a yarn needle, pair of scissors, and the yarn we're going to be using is Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek. It's medium weight 4, and this is the color Kale, and we also have the color Brownie. Okay, before we get started, I just wanted to take a quick measurement of the hat. It is 8 inches from top to bottom, and then we have about 10 inches wide. I made this hat to fit my husband's head, and the circumference of his head measures to be 22.5 inches. Okay, let's get started. Okay, we're going to start out by making a magic circle. So go ahead and wrap your yarn around. Draw up a loop. Go ahead and chain up 2. The chain 2 does not count as a stitch from here on out. So now into the circle, we're going to place 12 double crochets, yarn over, insert your hook, draw up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2, yarn over, draw through 2. Yarn over, insert your hook, draw up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And again, there will be 12 double crochets into the magic circle. Once you have your 12 double crochets, go ahead and pull the tail end to close up the circle. Find your first double crochet of the round, and we're going to slip stitch to join. Now we're going to chain up 1, and into that same space with the chain we're going to place 2 single crochets. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Same thing into the same stitch. And each stitch around is going to be the same thing, 2 single crochets. Now that we're at the end of round 2, finish off with 2 single crochets into that last stitch. And now you should have a total of 24 stitches. Go ahead and slip stitch to close, and now we're going to chain up 2. That chain 2 does not count as a stitch. In that same space, go ahead and place 1 double crochet. In the next stitch, you'll be placing 2 double crochets. The next stitch will get 1, and the following stitch gets 2. And that's the repeat for round 3. 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets into the next stitch, 1 double crochet, 2 into the next, all the way around until we get back to the beginning. Here we are at the end of round 3 with 2 stitches remaining. The first one will get 1 double crochet, and the last one will get 2 double crochets. And then we are going to join with a slip stitch to the first double crochet of the round. We're going to chain up 1, and here you should have 36 stitches. So chain up 1, and into that same space, 1 single crochet into the next, and into that 3rd stitch we're going to place 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. The next 2 stitches will get 1 single crochet, and that 3rd stitch will get 2. And that's the repeat for round 4. 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2. 1, 1, 2. All the way till we get back to the beginning. Here we are at the end of round 4 with 3 stitches remaining. The first 2 will get 1 single crochet, and that final stitch place 2 single crochets. And then we're going to join with a slip stitch. Chain up 2, double crochet into that same space, into the next 2 stitches place 1 double crochet, two double crochets into the next stitch. So the repeat for this round is 3 double crochets and then 2 double crochets into that 4th stitch. So go ahead and work that all the way around. Okay, so we're at the end of round 5 with 4 stitches remaining. In the first 3, place 1 double crochet, and that last stitch is going to get 2 double crochets. Go ahead and close with a slip stitch, and at the end of round 5 you should have 60 stitches. If you're just curling a little bit, that's okay. The further we work, it's going to work itself out. So for round 6, we're going to chain up 1, and in the first 11 stitches you're going to be placing 1 single crochet. Now in that 12th stitch, we're going to be placing 2 single crochets. Again, in the next 11, place 1 single crochet, and then in the 12th, 2 single crochets. And that's going to be the repeat for this round. We're coming up to the end of round 6, and in that very last stitch, don't forget to place 2 single crochets. Join with a slip stitch, and now you should have a stitch count of 65. And that was the last of our increases. So for round 7, we're going to chain up 2. And each stitch is going to get 1 double crochet. And again, at the end of this round, you should have a total of 65 stitches. So here we are at the end of round 7. Finish up making 1 double crochet into each stitch. And now what we're going to do is change colors. Do not cut this yarn. Go ahead and grab your other color. And now what we're going to do, insert your hook, and the brown yarn, we're just going to lay it over top of that stitch. Grab the green, pull the green through, and now we're going to chain up 1. And the reason we laid that over the first stitch was to just kind of lock it in place a bit. Now you're going to want to move this out of the way because we don't want to crochet over it. And for round 8, every stitch is going to be getting 1 single crochet. When you get to the end of round 8, go ahead and join with a slip stitch and do the same thing for round 9. 1 single crochet in every stitch. And then we'll meet up there. Okay, so we're at the end of round 9. And we're going to be changing color again. So go ahead and insert your hook into the first stitch of the round. Go ahead and lay your green yarn over that first stitch. And just pick up the brown yarn and back. And we're just going to pull it through and make a slip stitch. And pull that green yarn tight. And go ahead and chain up 2. Again, move the green yarn out of the way. We do not want to crochet over that. And for round 10, each stitch is going to get 1 double crochet. Okay, we're finishing up round 10. And we are going to do another color change. So insert your hook, make sure to lay that yarn over, pick up the new color, pull it through, and tighten everything up. And we're going to chain up 1. Move the brown yarn over, and for round 11, it's just going to be 1 single crochet in each stitch around. And we're only going to do 1 round of green this time. So after this round, go ahead and switch back over to the brown and do another round of brown. So row 12. Row 12 will be another round just like this one, double crochets. Okay, so here we are, finished up 11, the green row, and coming up to the end of 12. And from here, until we get to the end of the hat. I have another one right here. So here's 12, this blue line where we left off. And we're just going to continue on with this pattern. This is 12. This blue line is 11. So now what we're going to do for 13 and 14, we're going to do 2 rounds of single crochets. 15 is just 1 round of double crochets. 16, just 1 round of single crochets. Round 17, we have the double crochet round again, and then here we are with 2 rounds of single crochets. I know it's kind of hard to see. Double crochet round, single crochet, double crochet, and we're going to end off with 2 single crochet rounds. So that's the pattern for the stripes. 2 rounds of single crochets, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. With a total of 4 stripes that have 2 and 3 stripes that have 1. So go ahead and finish up your hat. Alright, we're at the end of round 22. And we are not going to be using the brown yarn anymore, so you can go ahead and cut before we do our final 2 rows of the green. And you can see it a little better on the green hat than the white and blue. But again, what we did is we did 2 rows of single crochets here, 1 row here, 2 rows here, 1 here, 2, 1, and like I said, we're going to end with 2. So go ahead and finish up those last 2 rounds, and we'll meet up there. Okay, the last couple single crochets of round 24. Go ahead and cut your yarn. And just pull that through. And do the invisible join, and that's where you just go through the first stitch under both loops, pull it through, and then the back loop only of the last stitch, go ahead, insert your hook. I like to go under this little loop right here too. And pull it till it's closed and looks like another stitch, and there you go. You just have some ends to weave in, and then you're done with the hat. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.